Jeremy, I loved the film.
Oh, thank you.
I loved it so much, but it made me cry.
Yeah, it does that. But, you know, it's funny, like, because when I read the script, I really did kind of look at it as, you know, as a very funny script. You know, I think 80% of the movie is humour, because it's like, you know, you give this girl this free pass to do whatever she wants, and, you know, if you tell a teenager that they can suddenly do anything, and they've got this great excuse that they've got a terminal illness, and, you know, she rebels and she gets into trouble, and I think that's where a lot of the laughs come from. And, you know, Kaya Scodelario and Paddy Considine and Olivia Williams can all be hilarious when they want to be. So it's, you know, I think it's very funny.
But although you're saying it's funny, the subject matter, how do you prepare to handle something like that?
You know, I don't think you prepare for it any differently. I mean, you know, you're just trying to be real and you know, trying to, you know, you think about the situation and you try and put your character in that situation. I mean, there's days which were very, very intense. But, you know, we had to be very careful not to make this melodramatic or self-indulgent. I think that's what Dakota Fanning does so well. You know, she does a performance that is funny, and humorous, and you know, she has this kind of rebellious attitude where, you know, I mean, it's mostly about her. You know, there's such turmoil in her head that she, you know, it's got to come out somewhere, and the way that it comes out is by rebelling. Yeah.
And obviously, she's such an experienced actress.
Yeah, infinitely more than me. Yeah.
Well, is it your second big role?
This was my second movie. Yeah.
So do you think that affected the dynamic at all?
Well, I mean, my God, you know, she's incredibly professional, and you know, for someone like me who, you know, is the complete kind of opposite in terms of experience, then, you know, it's great to work with someone like that, because you can learn from them and you can kind of see how they work. And but, you know, she makes it so easy as well. You know, when you're working with someone like that, it's all kind of there. You know, she is that character when the cameras are rolling, and you don't have to, you know, imagine much. It's all happening in front of you. Yeah.
And I know that I said that the film made me cry, because it did, not only during but also when I got home. What's the last thing that made you cry?
Oh God, I don't know. I mean, there's some actors that I'm terrible at watching. Paddy Considine actually is one of them. You know, if Paddy cries, I cry. I mean, there's something about watching someone like him who's so strong and so reserved that when they crack, when they just have that little, there's a scene in this movie actually where you just see this kind of front that he has just break just a little bit, and there's something very moving about that. Yeah. And
then lastly, if you had one last day on Earth, who would you choose to be? If you could be anyone.
Who would I choose to be? God, I don't know. I'm a really terrible musician. Awful. In fact, I think I bought a guitar when I was about 16 because I thought if I learned 5 songs it would get me girls. And we're still working on that. So I don't know, I'd probably be like a musician or something. Someone who's yeah, I want to be in a band. I don't know.
You have to pick one person.
One person. Oh God, who do I like at the moment? I'm really into, I don't know the lead singer's name, but I'm really into The National at the moment.
I've no idea who that is. Can we do something a little more?
What's that?
One Direction.
Would I be in One Direction? No, I don't think I would. No, I couldn't deal with the. Can you imagine the pressure those kids are under?
But if you were in One Direction, you would definitely pull more girls.
I'm sure I would, but at what cost? God, I don't know. I couldn't deal with that sort of pressure. I mean, those kids must be. I was in Australia recently, and we're shooting a movie out there, and they'd just been on tour around. And, you know, like I was having to do all these interviews, and they're all like, oh, so we just interviewed One Direction, and he said, they said how they met a koala bear, and how they had such a great time. What animals have you met? I'm kind of on the spot, like, well, I had a leech stuck on me a bit earlier. You know, I mean, they're better at the press thing than me. Yeah.
Your hopes, your dreams. This right here, right now, is definitely a moment. You realize